All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and start. Okay, cheers. All right, so for everyone who does not know, my name is Tia. I am the owner and creator of Tea with Tia, and we have another special guest today on Talks with Tia. I'm gonna let her introduce herself. So go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany S. Hall, and yeah.
So Brittany is actually co-starring in Christmas Dilemma, which will air this Sunday, December 6th. We will get into that. But before we get into all the good stuff, I always like to get to know my guest of the hour. And I start all of my shows off with very light-hearted questions. As you saw in the press conference, I asked about the Thanksgiving plate. So, Brittany, I actually asked my followers this the other day, so I want to know from you. Do you
Okay,
make your bed every morning?
I do. It's necessary.
Really?
I have to make my bed every day because it's just like my room won't feel complete with a messy bed. So it kind of like bothers me when my bed is messy. So yeah.
Well, see, I always kind of feel like I'm just about to get right back in it. I'll make
Oh,
it if I have
really?
company.
It's very rare that I actually get back in the bed once I get out of it, unless I'm really having a lazy day. Then I probably won't even get out of it.
Right.
I'll
Because
just
I
be
know
like,
some people, they'll sleep on top of the bed and put some
mm-hmm,
sheets so you ain't even got to make it. Like my mom,
mm-hmm.
my son, yes. So, with all the female empowerment that's been going on lately, do you have a favorite female artist that's out?
Oh my gosh, I have so many. Well, my best friend is a musician, so I love her music. Her name's Azion.
Okay.
Another one, her name's I hope I don't butcher her name, but it's Tanerelle. Tanerelle. It's
Wow.
spelled Tanerelle. Absolutely love her music. Like I'm obsessed with it. She's a really great artist. Um, as far as like actresses, girl, I love them all. Right now, I really, you know who? I want to say her name is Shantae Adams, but she was in The Photograph and she played Issa Rae's mother in the movie.
Okay.
I love her. She's like this new, I won't say new actress, but she was in Roxanne, and after that, she just took off. But I really love her.
Okay.
Yeah, I love
Okay.
Baby Rose. If you don't
Okay.
know, she's a musician. I love her too. She's really good. So yeah.
So, I do want to know, what is your definition of a good friend?
A definition of a good friend. Someone who a friend should make you feel like safe.
Okay.
Um, a friendship should always make you, I feel like, safe and secure, loyal, someone that you can feel safe enough to confide in, be yourself around. Someone that can know how to be a listening ear.
Okay.
Um, be there for you, support you in everything that you do. Not a friend that wants to compete with you or anything like that. But I really think safety and security in a friendship is very, very important. Um, and I don't think your friends always have to agree with you. Like you guys can agree to disagree, but there also should be a level of respect in every friendship. It has to be respect.
Right. And I agree. And I actually watched Nappily Ever After last night. So you definitely
Yes,
were a great friend in that
thank
movie.
you.
So when did your interest in acting begin?
Oh, since I was a kid, I was in plays and everything growing up. My mom only had me, so I was pretty much an only child growing up. I have half sisters, but they're all younger than me, and we didn't grow up in the same household. So I feel like I had just a very vivid imagination, being an only child and always creating kind of stories and things. And my mom noticed that and put me in plays, and I was always doing plays, even high school, even in college. In college, I was a mass communications and theater double major, but I didn't finish college because college just wasn't for me. I'm not like studious.
And it's
Um,
okay. It's not for everybody.
um, but after college, I would say I kind of got discouraged because I didn't really know how you can make a career being an actor. Um, when you're not in it, it just feels like one of those things. You're like, well, where do I begin? Where do I start? And so I didn't really know until I moved to Atlanta, and my friend invited me to an acting class. And once I went there, I just fell back in love with the craft. And then I think about a month after consistently going to class, there was an agent in my class one day,
Uh-huh.
and he watched me work in class, and then we spoke after class, and he allowed me to audition for him, and then he signed me, and that's how I began booking work, and it was
Wow.
organic.
So can you tell me about your first role that you got and how you felt? The very first role that you booked?
Yeah, my first role, I played a high school student in a show called Ravenswood, I think it's called. It was like one of those, I want to say like CW, ABC Family kind of shows. I just remember being on set and like I had one line and I had, an actress I was acting with, and I just remember being on set and watching like the lead actress and being like, oh, I just want to know what that feels like to like do this like that. It was very
Okay.
inspiring watching her. And then I think I stayed on set maybe 4 hours, and then I was done, and I was just like, I gotta get back on set. I gotta do this again. So it was cool. I shot it in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay. So I bet you did your one line the best way you could.
I sure did. I played a mean girl, and I was the meanest mean girl I could be with my one line.
So you said you did acting classes. So when you are watching yourself on TV, do you watch it as a consumer or do you watch it to critique yourself? Because I know we can be our biggest critics.
We can. And I used to watch it critiquing myself all the time, but now I try not to, because it's so interesting. Because when you're making films and we're shooting scenes, we can make so many different choices, but as actors, we don't really have control over what makes it to the final edit. So
Right.
sometimes it's like unnecessary to really critique yourself because you could have made these great choices that the director just didn't want to put in the final edit. So it's just like I really now just try to enjoy watching TV. But when I watch other shows or other movies, it's always like I'm learning. Like I'm looking at how it's being directed, how what shots they chose, the choices the actors made. Like I'm always like learning when I watch movies now. Like I can't really just watch a movie just for pure entertainment. Like I watch it from a perspective of like being a filmmaker.
And
So it's very interesting because sometimes I can really see like the Hollywood tricks in films
hmm
now that I know how they're made, and it's interesting.
right.
But yeah.
So, like you said, you don't really know what they're gonna choose because I did movies when I was young. One of the movies I was in Having Our Say, and I had spent all day on set. And then once I finally saw the movie, they cut like everything that we worked on, and they showed
hmm
me for like 3 seconds. So I was just
hmm
like, crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
I wish everyone understood how filmmaking, like the process of filmmaking, is very interesting. That people don't get a chance to really see the behind the scenes and the whole process. And I really wish that more people could really just get a an opportunity to really see it because I think it's so much to learn from it.
so would you ever consider doing a scary movie? Is that something that you're interested in doing, like a horror
Yeah,
film?
absolutely. I did a horror comedy. It was like a 90s kind of style film. It's called You Might Be the Killer. And then I did a film called Siren, and they're supposed to be considered horror movies, but they're really not. They're kind of like horror comedies, if I'm being honest. They were
Okay.
really fun to shoot. They were night shoots, which was very interesting because I like to be in bed. I love my sleep. So staying up, running through the woods and stuff at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning was trying for me. Um, so that was fun. But yeah, I would love to do a scary movie.
Okay. So you mentioned that you did plays in high school. Do you remember the first play that you wrote?
Little Bo Peep.
Okay. So I did read that you did some dancing. When did you start dancing?
I like ballet and shit when I was like a kid. Nothing in
But
my
you didn't
adult
stick with
life.
that?
Yeah, no, I didn't stick with it. Nothing in my adult life. I did cheerleading in high school. Um, Mostly like ballet gymnastics and all that when I was a child. And then recently I started getting into pole dancing. I started teaching myself how to pole dance during quarantine, which has been fun. And
Oh,
I love it. So yeah.
spicy. That's
Yes.
nice. So you've definitely had a growing career. So what would you say what was your breakthrough moment? Like when did you just know like I have totally arrived. Everything that I've worked for is starting to come true. Can you explain to me what that moment was like for you?
I don't know. There's so many moments in my career where it's weird. It's almost like you're so in the dream that you don't even have time to sit back and be like, yo, I'm living this. It's just like you're too busy living it. And so
Right.
I have all these moments where I just am like just in awe and in gratitude, but it still doesn't digest because I have to keep going and there's keep moving. One thing that did happen though recently is so Oprah has been on every single one of my vision boards. Every
Okay.
single one, Oprah. And then recently I booked a show that she executive produced. So we had a table read and she was on it. And I'm literally sitting at the table read on my Zoom like,
Shot. You had a fangirl moment.
I'm looking around like, what is happening? Um, it's just wild. But like I said, I still try to process it. I don't know if I'll ever get to that point where I'm just like, I don't know, because I'm so in it, and every day I feel like I get deeper and deeper and deeper in it, and I don't know. It's hard to take a step out of it and be like, wow. But I do stay grateful for where I am. That's for sure.
Okay, that's great. So, out of all the movies that you have filmed, which one did you enjoy filming the most?
I enjoy all of them. Christmas Dilemma was really, really fun because the cast was amazing. Everyone got along. Like we really felt like a family. So that was amazing. Um, the most. Wow. I would honestly, I think Christmas Dilemma definitely is top. It was so much
Okay.
fun. The atmosphere like was so laid back. Everyone took care of me, like the production company. Essence was a breeze to work with. One of the most easiest directors I've ever worked with, so great at communicating what she needs, shoots very, very fast. And then also I got to spend my 33rd birthday on set, and it just felt really, really special to be working on my birthday. They made me feel so special and showed me so much love. So I would have to honestly say Christmas Dilemma takes the cake.
Okay, and we're definitely going to talk more about that. Wait, did you say 33?
I just turned 33 in September.
September 30th, right?
Yes,
Happy
ma'am.
belated.
Thank you.
So, well, my favorite film so far, and I have seen Christmas Dilemma, but I'm not going to spoil that.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I've seen it. I watched it twice.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
it's good, so you'll be in for a treat.
Yay.
But I will have to say that my favorite so far has been Nappily Ever After. The movie just meant so much. Just being a black woman with natural hair and having those instances where you felt, your hair meant beauty. So, as a black woman, what did Nappily Ever After mean to you? And just being
Girl,
a part of that.
it meant so much. When you get a chance, go to my page and look at my um, highlights. And I think I
Okay.
have a highlight with my hair journey. I went through so much with my hair. I used to wear weaves all the time. And then one day I took my weave out, saw how thin my hair was, and I was like, I can't put weaves back in. And then I started wearing my hair natural, but it was hard. It was like natural hair I had to build a relationship with because I didn't
Right.
know my hair because I spent so much time covering up with weaves. So then I had to build the relationship with my natural hair. Then my hair started falling out from stress. So like literally
Yeah.
my scalp was like peeling off. So I went through that. I remember when I was like 22, I actually did shave all my hair off. So that moment in the movie spoke so much to me. And so when I booked that movie, I felt like it was so divine for me because I really understood that journey of that
Hmm.
character, that like Sanaa's character. And for me to be a part of it meant a lot because I was like, I went through this. I get this story. Like for as a black woman, like you said, like it meant a lot to me. So I was so grateful to be a part of it. It was the first film that I ever appeared on screen in my own natural hair.
Yes, and
So
you
that
look
was amazing.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
I
And
love
like, so
it.
that was amazing. And I was really, really grateful that I could be a part of a story like that because I never saw a film that was about Black women in our hair. and the story just touched me, and Sanaa's performance was amazing.
Amazing. Yes. And I literally was going to ask you, I was like, did she really cut her hair? But then she posted today that it's
She
been
sure
3
did.
years. 3 years since she
She
shaved it
sure
all
did,
off.
and
And
they
I
had to
was
do
just
that
like,
in
wow.
yes,
Like, I did the
and they
big
did that
chop.
in one take.
That's amazing. I commend shout out to Sanaa Lathan. She stopped by my page earlier today. We made a post for her about her hair. So shout out to her. Um
Oh.
yeah, that's major. I did the bit chop and I was kind of ashamed of my very short natural hair, so I immediately put weave over it. So just
Mm-hmm.
watching that movie, I absolutely love that movie. So yeah,
It's an
great
amazing
great
movie.
performance for everybody that was a part of that. Um, so do you have a character that you feel like identifies with you personally the most? Like
In
any
any
character
movie,
in any movie, any character you ever played, do you have a character that identified to you personally the most?
I played. Yes. Christmas Dilemma. There has been like there's what my character goes through with
Yeah,
Christmas Dilemma and the insecurity. I've been that woman before, so I completely wholeheartedly understood that with the
right.
insecurity versus another woman and questioning your own like your relationship and if your spouse wants someone else. I've been that woman before, so I knew that story. I also did a movie called Test Pattern, which hasn't came out yet. It comes out in next year in 2021. It just got bought by
Okay.
Kino Lorber, and it was my first movie as a lead. And the movie is about sexual assault, and I have experience with that.
All right.
So I that one was heavier for me to take on because I didn't want to bring my personal experience into the story. I really wanted to tell the character's story, but
Mm-hmm.
know where she was coming from because I could relate. Um, and after that, girl, I had to go get some therapy because I was a lot. But yeah, I would say those two films, and then of course Nappily Ever After because I knew what Sanaa's character was going through, and I knew my character being supportive. Like I know that role as well. So I definitely feel like those three characters. Yeah, but I feel very fortunate that the roles that I end up booking, those are stories that I know so well. For some reason, intuitively, I get those characters, and maybe that's why I get the part.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so, kind of funny that you said that. I actually interviewed Christopher on Monday, Christopher Duncan, and he
yes,
said he told me to send his well wishes to you. He said hello. He
thank
said
you,
you're very sweet and very talented. I told him that I would let you know that.
thank
One of
you.
the things that he said to me was, playing these characters, you have to take part of yourself and put it into the character. So now that you're saying that, you've had these personal experiences, so that helps you really tell the character's story. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Coming from a perspective that you actually understand and know.
right.
And so you can really tell the story from a truthful place. And I think it's important for me that I don't judge my characters. Um, Decisions that they make, even if I don't agree with, like in Test Pattern, there was things that happened in the movie that my character go through, and I remember thinking and having a conversation with director like, well, why am I making this choice? And it's not that I
Hmm.
don't agree with the choice, it's that I have to understand it so that I can portray it correctly. um, and so I I love it. I just
He
love
said those
being,
exact words too. He
yeah.
literally said that. So you're on the right track with that.
Thank you.
Definitely. So I do want to know, do you have a dream producer that you want to work with?
Oh my gosh, a dream producer.
Yes.
Ooh, I literally have a list, and I feel like every time I get asked this question, I'm like, oh, I want to. Let me see. Dream producer. I know everyone knows that Ava DuVernay is a director, but I really want to work with her. I really want to. It's
But yeah,
mostly
producer,
directors.
director, anybody.
Barry Jenkins, Ava DuVernay, um, Alma, who did Honey Boy.
Okay.
Um, oh God, I just her name just really like floated out of my head, but she did The Farewell. She's an
Okay.
Asian director. Um, who's another one? Who's another one? Who's another one? Don't float out of my head, please. Be reminded. Oh, Jordan Peele.
Oh yeah. What about Shonda
Um,
Rhimes?
Shonda Rhimes.
I love her.
I do love Shonda Rhimes. I just never pictured myself working with her based on the stories that she's already written. Does that
It'll
make
be a
sense?
challenge for you. I think you
Yeah,
can
it
do
would be a
it.
challenge. I think maybe it's because of the characters that she creates. I never really saw myself jumping into those shoes. Maybe that's what
Okay.
it is. But of course, if Shonda Rhimes call me, I'm gonna pick up. Um, um, let me see who else. Oh my gosh, there's so many, but they're all like, but definitely like Jordan Peele,
He's gonna put you in his next scary movie. We're gonna
top of my
claim it.
list. Please claim it for me. Claim it for me.
Claiming it, sis.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now that we're talking about movies in general, what do you do to remember your lines? Like, how do you remember your lines?
Actually, so memory is like a muscle. So
Hmm.
I feel like since I've been doing this for 7 years now, I got into it's literally like I can get it done. At first, I had to work on it. But for me, like I really do have a pretty good memory of my lines. Like I can read it over. It's really the repetition of it, saying it out loud, hearing myself say my lines, and allowing my mouth to get used to the memory of the words. That
Right.
sounds weird,
Okay.
but it's a real thing. And so that really helps me.
So we have Christmas coming up. We're finally in December. So ready for this year to be over.
I know.
But is your Christmas tree up?
No,
Oh, not yet.
not yet.
Okay, I mean you still got time. You still
I
got
do.
time.
But look at this. My girlfriend went to Target to get us a tree. That thing was like $300. I said, no, run out the aisle.
300.
Run,
Hold on. What kind of tree?
run.
Hold on. You did say Target though.
It's Target.
You know, Target. They fancy over there.
I was like, for a fake tree? No, 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 no,
You
no.
gotta go to Walmart, sis.
That part. Wait, let me get some too.
I want what you got. See, I'm drinking Moscato.
I'm gonna bring a
I'm,
few of these back because
I'm
it's only
jealous. Wait,
right.
somebody said go to Food Line. Wait, Food Line got trees? $35.
$36.
Okay, so do you have any Christmas traditions that you do with your family or with your girlfriend at all?
No, I don't. I used to spend Christmas a lot with my family when I was younger, and then my family kind of became dispersed everywhere. So now, because I'm older and I'm 33, I really want to start my own Christmas traditions. I think that's important for me to start my own. So this year, I'm gonna start one.
Okay, it's a great time to start. So we're about to get into talking about Christmas dilemma, but really quick, what have you just been doing before you started filming this? What were you up to?
Um, so I have an acting studio called Actors Play LA, and before this, I was teaching online courses to other
Okay.
actors, to help them audition, get prepared to audition, understand how to audition and self-tape and all those things. So I was doing a lot of teaching
Okay.
online, like 4 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week. And then like a lot of self-work. That shit is like a 9 to 5. So a
I
lot of self
understand.
work.
Okay. So, well, I do want to say first of all, congratulations on your first movie poster. That's
Thank you.
major for you. So in Christmas Dilemma, and you are co-starring alongside BJ Brick, Christopher Duncan, and Carl Anthony Payne Jr. So I do
Yeah.
want to know, how was it working with these incredible group of men? Like you said, this is one of your favorite, sets. I just really want to know personally, like, were they hilarious? Because I gotta know, Carl had to have been funny. Like, so how was it working with them?
First of all, Carl is a Gemini. Let me just say that. So yes, Carl is hilarious. Carl is
Team
hilarious.
Gemini.
Um, Christopher, he had stories for days, and I love listening to them. And then BJ, he's just like, he has energy nonstop, like happy-go-lucky, energy on 100, nonstop. But everyone is so cool to work with. But honestly, working with Christopher and Carl was kind of like, that emoji when your head's exploding. That's how I
Hmm.
felt because, like I said, as a as a kid, I wasn't sure, like, oh, how do I make acting a career? But you're watching these shows with these people on it. And Carl and Christopher, I don't want to say grew up watching because I don't want to make them feel old. But
Oh yeah, he got on me multiple times about that.
hmm so I watched them, and it was just like, I'm literally doing a scene with Carl, and in my mind, I'm like,
I
you're
used to
doing
watch you.
you're doing a comedy with this man that you watched on Martin. What is happening? Like,
Right.
on. I couldn't have made this or wrote this myself. Like, my life is just wild. And then hearing the stories like that Christopher would say, between scenes when we're sitting around, he's telling us stories about him on a Jamie Foxx show. And it's just like you hear all these things and you're in this world with these people and they embrace you. You're working with them. They make it fun.
It's an
It's amazing.
amazing feeling.
It's
It's amazing.
amazing.
That's kind of how I felt talking to him because I was a big Jamie Foxx fan. I just like I can't believe I'm talking to Braxton. Like,
You believe?
it happens that way. So,
Yeah.
for the last 20 or so minutes, we have been getting to know you. So I want you to tell everyone what we should know about Monica. Tell us about Monica. Like, what should we know about her?
So Monica's a little different from me, I'm a little more, I feel like, chiller than her. She likes the finer things in life. She's more polished and polished. Um, Very loving woman, very sexy. But I feel like, she doubts herself in a way that is even surprising to her because she's not used to doubting herself. She's used to being the woman who's good at things, being the woman to take care of things, being the one to feel like I have it all. And then,
Right.
if you've seen the movie, so
Yeah.
surprise up, and it creates doubt in her, and I feel like that's not normal for Monica, and I actually love that because that's such a human experience.
Yes. I definitely can relate.
Yeah, to have that doubt and you almost feel crazy for it, but at
Mm-hmm.
the time, it's so relatable for women because we go through that. And
Yeah.
so, um, I feel like, yeah, she's just a real human being. Like, she's just a real woman, a real human being going through an experience, and got this
I'm
love,
sorry.
family.
I don't mean I'm laughing at this comment.
Is it on
Somebody said,
bootleg?
"Is it on bootleg?"
Out
Yeah,
yet? You want it on
y'all
bootleg?
listen. It
Goddamn.
comes out this Sunday. TV1 this Sunday. Lord Jesus. No, it's not on bootleg. I saw it because, as a part of the press, they sent it to us to watch it. So that's how I saw it. It's not on bootleg, no. The trailer is out now. I do recommend you go look at the trailer. It's on YouTube. You can get a good glimpse of how it, of what the movie's going to be about. It's definitely going to be hilarious. And you made Monica's character so believable. So you did an amazing job, Brittany.
Thank
Um, I do want to know, what were your first thoughts? What's the first thing you said when you got the call that you got the role? Like, what's the first thing you said? Do you remember?
It was wild because I got the call I think it was a Thursday. That Monday, I got a call that I booked something else. So I was already in shock, like, what's going on? I got the call on Thursday, and I was like, really? Wow. And then they were like, yeah, you got to fly out tomorrow. And I was like, okay. You know what I
All
mean? They'll
right.
be fast. So that's why I was saying earlier when I was like, sometimes you don't have time to like take yourself out of it
Mm-hmm.
and really think about what's going on, because the way this business can kind of move at the pace that it moves, you don't even have time to sit down and be like, oh, this is what I'm really doing here. This is amazing.
Right.
So
Right.
I honestly, it moved so fast that I didn't even know who the director was until one of the producers picked me up to take me to get my COVID test. And I just so happened to ask, like, who's directing this? And they were like, Essence. And I'm like, Black woman, this is amazing. But
Yes.
it was moving so fast that I I was just like, wow, okay, let's go.
So I don't want to give anything away for the movie, but just in a general sense, what advice, just being a friend, what advice would you give Monica and Jay for the situations that they were going through? Just overall, based on what you know about the movie, without really giving away all the secrets, do you have any type of advice that you would give to either of them? Just general.
I would tell Monica to don't let outside influences or circumstances make you doubt what you know.
Okay.
And that it made her doubt the love that she shared between um her and Jay. And it was just like, girl, don't let that outside. You know this, you know what it is. But you're getting so into your own head that you can self-sabotage a little bit.
Right.
And something
Absolutely.
we as humans do, we can self-sabotage these great experiences or the things that we have because we're doubting or we're listening to other people, or other people pop up and make us start questioning things and getting in our own head about things that's just so scary.
Yeah. So I do want to know. I have two questions. As far as behind the scenes, who
Okay.
off the set made you laugh the most? Because I just want to know, because you was around a lot of characters. Who made you laugh the most?
BJ.
BJ, my fellow North Carolinian.
Yes. He's so we hung out the most because our characters are
Yeah.
yeah. So we hung out a lot, and he's just, like I said, he's so lighthearted, he's so funny. I think that we spent just a lot of time laughing. Like, we just spent a lot of time laughing. And yeah, it's definitely BJ because I was around him the most. And like,
Okay.
honestly, when we shot our scenes and it would just be me and him, like I said, Essence shoots really fast. So he and I, like, she would shoot and she'd be like, all right, moving on. And we'll just be like, hell yeah. Just and, like, just loved it.
So when you get, I don't know how long your breaks were, but when you did get a break in between shoots, what do you spend your time doing?
Um, in between shoots, like on set.
Yeah, on set. What do you
Oh,
do during your breaks?
Um, sit in my chair,
Look,
get on my
scroll on Instagram.
yeah. Sometimes have a conversation, go on my trailer, take a nap. Um, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. So, what was your favorite scene to shoot out of the entire movie? What's your favorite scene?
Ooh, favorite scene to shoot. It was definitely the scene with like all when any of the scenes, excuse me, where we had the entire cast. It was so much fun to shoot. Like, because you had all these personalities. We would joke in between. Like, people would get stuck in character. Like Charmaine and I'm sorry, Charmin and Denitra.
Hmm.
Like, their characters butt heads between scenes. They would like playfully be butting heads with each other, but it would be so. And I was, you guys are really still stuck in character. So any of the scenes where the entire cast was there was absolute favorite because it had all the energy, and like I said, we felt like a family.
I do want to know, who are you going to watch the movie premiere with?
My girlfriend and probably my friends. I don't
Okay.
have plans yet. It seems like I should have made plans, but I really haven't made any plans. I don't even have cable. I gotta get some cable, girl. I gotta go home,
Look,
order.
you go on and bootleg, like somebody in the comments said. You get your Fire Stick.
I gotta get sick and make sure I can watch it.
I'm gonna
But
need you to make sure you watch. This is
I'm
your moment.
I know. Sure I don't miss it, but I all I know is whoever I'm watching it with, I know I'm gonna be surrounded by love. And that's what
Love.
matters.
It does. Well, I have had a great time talking to you, Brittany. You're so sweet and down to earth. You made this experience great.
Thank you.
Um, again, one more time for those who want to watch it not on bootleg.
Now I'm
Sunday,
bootleg.
not on bootleg. Christmas Dilemma is hilarious. It's starring Brittany Hall, BJ Britt, Christopher Duncan, and Carl Anthony Payne. It's an amazing movie. I've seen it twice. The trailer is on YouTube. I do recommend everybody go check that out. So, Brittany, thank you again for joining Talks with Tia. And if you can just let everyone know again who you are and let them know what you're having.
Okay, well, hey everyone. My name is Brittany S. Hall. You can follow me at I am Brittany Hall, and I am having tea and Hennessy with
And
Tia.
Moscato. With Tia. And then we've had a great talk.
I live in Houston, so if you ever in
Oh, you live
Houston,
in Houston. That's even better.
yes, hit my
H
line.
Town. Okay, so
Yes.
when I visit Houston, I'll hit your line and
Yes,
maybe we can
ma'am.
have a drink. So it's been a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your vacation, your
Thank
vacation.
you. Yeah.
All right, good night, sweetheart.
Have a
All
good
right, bye bye.
one.
You too, bye
Bye.
bye.